The Big Call with Bruce, Thursday, January 26, 2017, Intel only. From Bruce, welcome everybody to the call. We know things are really happening out there behind the scenes. Some of it we can see and some of it we can't see. I will just try to paint a picture what I can tell you what is happening in the world of our investment. Our blessing is how we refer to it most of the time. Here President has been inaugurated for a week, since last Friday. His first week has so much going on with that perspective alone. I don't know if you saw his speech he gave today out of Philadelphia. I thought it was quite good. He stated in his agenda the next few months with what he plans on getting done and do, and asking Congress to do in that area to get things rolling. Quite a list of things, and getting his positions for his cabinet together, to get his guys in place. I know he made a comment that he is looking for his Commerce Secretary to be installed, so he's starting doing deals with trades around the world. He said with Theresa May being here he wants to do some trades, some deal situations with United Kingdom. He might have to do it himself. I am sure he went for it what he needs to do with the Prime Minister of United Kingdom while Theresa May being here. There were a few clues of what we were looking for. I didn't get an actual transcript yet, but you guys might have seen it. It was interesting. It was mentioned several times, the term Bretton Woods, and references to the Constitution, government and to the people was mentioned. It was a beautiful speech and sort of mirrored what President Trump said in his inaugural address. I thought it was very appropriate. It was very well responded by the audience. She is going from here to Iraq to meet with the Prime Minister, Abadi there. I didn't know Great Britain and Iraq have a relationship in Iraq with power plants going in there. I think that is fantastic. Quite a bit going on with that aspect. It is interesting. Prime Minister Abadi planning on heading back by Saturday his time. He is to go back and maybe go back and make an announcement of Iraq and Mosul. That is something we can look forward to, getting wind of. I don't think there be an immediate blackout from Iraq. We have had that for months. I think it is different now as far as getting news out of Iraq. Where are we in terms of other aspects of this? It seemed we were getting a lot of info yesterday. Today it was light. Yesterday we were looking for redemption centers to go from standby status to active status. Once they did that, then we would be set to get the toll-free number. We didn't get confirmation that we got that last night. Word was early this morning they are working hard to reconnect everything to the call centers and the redemption centers in North America. Actually, we found out through ATT's connection with this, the satellites they are using, not only the United States and Canada be connected with those sites for the toll-free number, but also Mexico and Puerto Rico will also be connected, so people in those jurisdictions can call in as well and get directed to a redemption center in their particular area. Same thing true for Canada and those in the United States. That understanding was being reactivated and tested early this morning. My thinking is that is moving along nicely now. We may have that active status possibly by lunchtime tomorrow. We will see. Hopefully so. As far as the banks are concerned, we understood the banks were on conference call yesterday afternoon getting synchronized. I think getting them Basel III compliance. All the banks have until the end of the month, January 31st, to be Basel III compliant. I have a feeling that call was about a lot of things because the major banks in Atlanta, Dallas, New York, and San Francisco were on a call together for that purpose. I think they were just getting their T's crossed and I's dotted. That is my impression I was getting. Activity out west moving quickly and streamlined and flowing beautifully right now, with people getting hydrated actually on SKRS and other Tier 3 transactions. The liquidity that they are receiving is right there. Many times people have SKRS and can see their block accounts but have no access. That is starting to go away. Now we are seeing a lot more movement in terms of the funding out west. The other thing is the Pechili bonds, these gold-backed Chinese historical bonds being transacted strongly yesterday. A lot of flow in the bond transactions to provide liquidity. These transactions are taking place and moving through in amounts we have not seen before to take place for humanitarian funding source. We know some humanitarian funding source in South Africa have received their money and are ready to go. Hopefully not too much longer it will pop for us here too. The Treasury was sending out information to all state treasurers to get in touch with them about the new USN, digital currency being live, and them receiving that information about the new dollar and what that entailed. They had until 5 p.m. yesterday to respond back. Our understanding is the states responded. Don't know if 100% was confirmed, but I believe it was. That is why we are moving along now with the rest of the process. I really don't know anything specifically different about rates. I just know the rates are all great. We know everything we had about the Chi cards being international with a rate of $4.84 spendable on those cards all over the world. I don't think that will be the final rate. I think the dinar can support in excess of $16. I think we will be in that type of range when this is final. I am looking for Abadi talking about the take back of Mosul and talk about the sovereignty of Iraq in the fact they have a tradable currency with world markets and ready for business. He may not talk about the currency per se. He is returning to Iraq sometime Saturday his time. As far as anything else, I just have a feeling that what China wants done is they want this blessing to come through for us before their Chinese New Year starts. It might be close, might be very close. There is a 12-hour difference between Hong Kong and the East Coast. Something that would happen at noontime here on the East Coast would be midnight on the 28th in China. That is something that gives us a time frame that we might want to look at if that is what we are hoping to happen. Even if it doesn't come through for us tomorrow, we should be in good shape Saturday and Sunday. The ideal days have been Wednesday and Saturday for the RV, we understood. Either way, whenever it comes, it will be welcome for all of us. When we are able to get toll-free numbers, in some circles we are hours away getting that, we will put that information out to our listeners on our website. The redemption centers are well prepared. They want to pull the ZIM holders in first. I am excited where we are. We are getting very close the end of the ride. We are not calling it. Having been in it for 12 years, I am ready sort of moving to go forward with our humanitarian projects. With the intel right now, that is really what I got. What we can do is put a celebration call out in a recorded fashion between now and Tuesday. I am excited about that possibility. In terms of the redemption itself, I have talked about how to respond after getting the toll-free number. Getting directed to another number to call based on if you have ZIM or not. Setting your appointment by your zip code in area not too far to you. We believe no one has to drive more than 80 miles. That may be different out west where the distances are greater. It shouldn't be hard to get to a redemption center. I have to thank HSBC and Wells Fargo in training their people and working with Abbott Downing with training their people as well. We are partners in a sense with our Canadian banks as well. Thank you to TD Bank, Royal Bank of Canada, Scotia Bank. Also thank you to Mocha Posha Bank in South America. Thank you to Chase Bank, Bank of America, Citibank, and all the regional banks, Tier 2 banks such as Fifth Third Bank, Bank Trust Bank, US Bank. So many banks will be able to handle this. Decide how you want to do your initial exchange. My plan is to use the redemption center and negotiate higher rates, especially on the ZIM, because I have multiple projects with the program to rebuild America and Veterans Retreat. We will partner in a way with the agenda the President has put out to adopt a city, town, community to help infrastructure. We will do a lot with infrastructure beyond $1 billion or $1 trillion. I would be surprised if the money comes out of the budget. Not saying it couldn't. The Vice President talked in terms of private involvement, private sector to back up those funds and to work with the government in those areas. I have an idea how that might work. We are planning to rebuild America and working with infrastructure, with towns, municipals, housing, new hospitals, clinics, schools, quite a bit we can do. We need higher rates on the ZIM. So don't be scared to ask for higher rates if you plan to work with us in Rebuild America and Veterans Retreat. We are not asking for money for the projects, but you go forward in your community or town and city to take the template we are putting together for the country to rebuild America and communicate with us in a portal. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. So when we get the 5,000 plus people who want to participate in the projects, we can go forward unilateral with that. We will communicate with our new website. So consider in your heart and mind if you want to be part of such a plan and what part of the country you want to work in. That will be really cool and fun to do that. Watch this project. This is a long-term plan and not done in 1 or 2 years. It will be fun to see change before your eyes the next 10 or 20 years. Some may go longer, some shorter than that. It will be possible if we get the right rates on the ZIM, so we can be involved in high-tech, such as in a high-tech railway system that is going to take a lot of money to put together. Or maybe spaceships to Mars, and to other planets. Set your sights high, aim high. I am excited where this group will be used, the Big Call universe. That is it right now as far as intel. I am hearing by way of text very positive things that are pointing to tomorrow and into the weekend. So I am hoping to look into that information in a little bit. I am telling you, everything is starting to open up for us. I believe our redemption draws nigh, if you will. I am excited where we are. My intention is to do a short celebration type call with toll-free numbers when we get them and put them out on the bigcall.net website as a link on our web page. Of course we will have the recording put out on some sites online so you can see it in normal sites as Dinar recaps and other places. Let us hope that is the case and that happens. Should that happen before Tuesday, we will probably not do a call Tuesday night call. We will get the website up with the portal so we can communicate with the projects we plan to do together. We might take a little bit of time off, but we will have the call schedule for the big call on the website. We will keep these phone numbers until we get away using phone service and start using podcasting on the website. Thank you, Sue, Bob, and Pastor Stephen. We have to thank the listeners coming into the big call. We appreciate your faithfulness in listening to the call. I appreciate you, I really do. I look forward to looking with you guys, 5,000 listeners, to rebuild America. Thank all of you, the Canadian listeners and all listeners around the world. I am thrilled and excited where we are, guys. Good night, everybody, and have a beautiful night tonight. I am looking forward to a great weekend starting